So fighting games are, and last week we
Anime as fuck.
yeah. What?
I said anime as fuck. Anime as fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
My mic's been freaking out on me today.
But so technically next week, which is this week as we're recording it. No, actually 2 weeks ago was we recording it. Yeah, whatever. Last time we didn't have a video because it got eaten by the big eater. The large ethereal monster that keeps freaking ravaging my PC for raw footage.
Yeah. Man. So, I have to say something real quick about this week's game. BlazBlue Centralfiction. So, I personally was not able to play any of the game at all in the last 2 weeks because I cannot explain why, and this is probably just my own fault because I'm an idiot. But for right now, the game is entirely playing as if it were on 12 frame delay netcode. I don't know what the fuck happened. It worked fine prior to playing with you online.
I just set you back.
I guess.
Also, I didn't get to play a shit ton of the game this for this week either because I honestly just forgot. So
with BlazBlue, that's perfectly understandable.
Like yesterday, I was like, "Oh shit, right," and then I played like 3 hours of the game.
Yeah, it was yeah. So we have both put some time into previous BlazBlues, though. We both put a little bit of time into Chrono Phantasma, right?
Yeah.
So we're not entirely baseless here, but I guess we're going to be speaking more broadly about BlazBlue than we are just Centralfiction, because neither of us have much experience with Centralfiction.
Yeah, I suppose so.
I'll say the only bit I really can say of Centralfiction, because it's the only part of Centralfiction that's uniquely Centralfiction for me to talk about, is
the remix mod.
The what?
The remix mod.
Ah!
The sole reason I wanted you to buy the game on PC.
I don't know what that is.
So, remember the unlimited characters from Chrono Phantasma?
Yes.
So, Centralfiction doesn't have them. So the community, after the game nearly died, the community, or at least from what I can gather, but yeah, so the community got together and they were like, well, yes, the developers didn't actually put in freaking unlimited characters, but what if we did? And so you have shit like I forget if it's New or someone else, but someone summons Guile. Hazama is just straight up Michael Jackson from the freaking Sega game, or the, what was it, the Mega Drive game?
Maybe.
Shit like that. And so basically, the sole reason I wanted us to buy the game on PC so that we can play it once for vanilla, and then we can download the mod and then play it like that.
Ooh, good luck with that. Who knows if it would even be able to play in multiplayer with mods?
It can. I've seen footage of people playing the mod together in multiplayer.
Hey, well, I'll be damned.
Shit, like I have a freaking performance enhancing mod, so I can play in more than freaking 12 frames a second. And
oh yeah, that's a necessity.
And that thing, it genuinely tells me how many people are online worldwide, and I can narrow it down for region. So, it also tells you if the other person is also using the performance mod for some reason. So you know, it's kind of good. But yeah.
So what I was going to say is, like, the only thing out of Centralfiction that I have to say that's distinctly about Centralfiction and not any other BlazBlue is Naoto's there, and I like him fairly well, despite the fact that his story is he's incest.
Ah, the good old fatal frame.
Yeah, he really wants to fuck his cousin. Yeah. And I don't know that much about the story. What's the main guy's name? I nearly called him Israel. It's Ragna, isn't it?
Yeah,
Ragna.
it's Ragnar.
Yeah,
Ragnar the
he
Blood
looks like an
Edge.
Israel.
Ragnar the Blood Edge. For the longest time, I swore that Ragnar the Blood Edge was a freaking character made up by Mugen people to shit on freaking edgy OCs, and I am so disappointed that I'm wrong.
It really is incredible that BlazBlue came from the same guys as Guilty Gear, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just, how does someone who designs Soul Bad Guy as your previous protagonist design fucking Ragna the Blood Edge as your next one?
Well, technically they might not have, because it is a separate team.
True. I guess it's also worth noting that Guilty Gear probably was made with some idea of trying to appeal to the West. But by the time BlazBlue came out, at that point in fighting game history, fighting games were dead in the West.
Yeah.
So when BlazBlue was made, there probably was no real care for the West put in. So they could make Ragna as Japanese as they want. So over here, he's goofy for us because, for one thing, he's named Blood Edge, and for another thing, he's so serious and he's got powers of darkness. But over there, he might be, actually worth taking seriously.
Who knows? The Japanese reception to some things are really weird because sometimes they like something because it takes itself seriously, and then they look at the exact same thing, but they like it because it's comical. So,
Shishigami.
Yeah.
Pretty much the entire point of him as a character. Like, out of the launch roster for the first BlazBlue, the only character who anyone in the West really liked was Bang and occasionally Taker. Which is definitely pretty weird. And yeah, this roster is just loaded with, like, only Japan will like this character type characters.
And then there's and then there's freaking Cat Samurai. I forget his name, even though he's one of my mains.
Oh, Americans love Jubei. Jubei is loved everywhere. Everybody loves Jubei. He was far and away the number one pick that people wanted put in the game for years. It's kind of shocking that they didn't add him until the very end.
Yeah, I really like Jubei. I also like Susan.
Oh, Susanoo's a... I was about to say Susanoo's a classic, but I forgot that it's not him that's been there since BlazBlue won it. That was... shit, what's the name of time-traveling fucking Jin? Hakumen. Yeah, Hakumen. Yeah, there you go. Hakumen's a classic, too.
Yeah.
I don't particularly like him, but he's a classic.
Hakumen is Geese if Geese didn't have Power Wave, or basically anything that's not predictable.
Geese but Geese is really weird when he's putting hyper fighters.
True. But like the thing is, Hakumen is supposed to be balanced because one of Hakumen's counters, if you time it right, does like 50%.
Nice.
I think it's his super counter, but you get this is a hyper fighter. You get super pretty easily.
Yeah.
Then again, like, I say that, but I just remembered. Right, Hakumen doesn't use super bars. Hakumen needs to actually fight to get supers.
Yeah, he's got one of those weird fucking setups. Because, oh man, BlazBlue's one of those ones that's pretty infamous about that.
I don't know. I like that sort of weird mix up of mechanics because it gives an interesting edge to the characters.
I will just have to say that you have not seen the worst of Arxis making a character way too complex.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
Have you seen anything of Persona 4 Ultimax?
Technically yes, but it's been so long that I don't freaking remember much.
Do you remember Junpei, the baseball player?
I don't think so.
Yeah, get back to me once you found out about Junpei, the baseball player's subsystem. It is just what the fuck was Arxis thinking? Not only that, they took the dumbest character from Persona 3 and gave him the most advanced system, which makes no sense. Like, giving the characters who are supposed to be smart advanced subsystems makes sense because it encourages you to play the character as befits the character. But you take a complete dumbass thug like Junpei and give him the most advanced subsystem in the game, and it's like, what the fuck?
Was it something like unlocking special moves through normal fighting?
No, it was like an advanced series of stat buffs based off baseball positions, like having first base, third base, getting home runs, or getting, just regular fucking runs, or whatever they call it in baseball. It changes the fucking stats of each attack.
I see.
Uh-huh.
So
And like how you get bases is kind of a mystery. Like you can apparently do it by hitting your opponent's projectiles Potemkin style, but also there's like a system of like running bases.
Faust, but every move is item DOS. Every single one. Even forwards, backwards, upwards, and downwards. He's stationary and throws items. That is Faust now.
He's full baseball player design. He can literally only bat away projectiles. That's all he can do.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking stupid. So to get back to BlazBlue, are there any new editions of Centralfiction? Okay, do you have anything more to say about Jubei and Susanoo?
Jubei not so much because Jubei is more or less pretty basic. He's got interesting normals and freaking and specials that combo into them. I getting ready for this video, I accidentally did a freaking like air grab combo, and nice. I don't know how, but that Susan's subsystem is something that I find really interesting. Not necessarily good, but really interesting. Because Susan's subsystem is unlocking special moves through basically normal fighting.
Okay.
Because Susan's D, I think it is, move, the one special move that every character has. So, or like, the special button that changes for every character, rather. But Susan's D is a context-sensitive special that he does that when it hits, he unlocks either a new move or he unlocks a new tier for a move. So his specials change throughout the match, and they reset it each round.
Yeah, that makes sense. That is very BlazBlue.
And I enjoy it because it makes the character interesting to me. It makes it so he doesn't get boring as easily. It's also really funny how he has like 30 specials, but he can only use like 3 in a match if you don't know what you're doing. And it's like when you don't know how to unlock certain moves or something like that. It's really funny to be in a fight and you're like, oh shit, well I can only do the Shoryuken. I legitimately have not unlocked anything else. I only have a Shoryuken. How the hell do I win?
What was I going to say? I mean, other than that, in Centralfiction, the other roster additions were Boob Witch, right?
Yeah, Nine's a Phantom.
Doesn't she have a Magica system of combining different elements to get different moves?
I think she might. I wasn't able to figure her out because she's like I feel like she is more your type, zoner with Slayer dashes, and basically just as like
Yeah, when I tried to play the other day, I tried to play her, but the frame delay was just so bad. I was like, all right, fuck this.
She's also Bayonetta, from what I remember.
But evil, right?
Yeah, evil Bayonetta. Jean. Well, that was her name, right?
I don't remember. Oh, well, Jean. Oh, no. Oh, you're talking about the Bayonetta character. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought. Okay, yeah, the Bayonetta character was named Jean, but she wasn't evil. She was just that. What was it? She wasn't brainwashed, was she?
Something like that. I don't remember. I know that you had to fight her once and that she was good.
You had to fight her 3 times. She was Virgil.
All right.
I believe the boob witch from BlazBlue is named 9?
Yeah, Nine the Phantom.
Right, because Japan thinks English sounds cool.
She's also she's also the wife of Jubei.
What?
Yeah, she's the wife of Jubei. They made Kokonoe.
Is Taukaka also their kid?
No, but they are from this. Takaka is from the same species as Jubei and Kokonoe.
Okay. Boy, with Kokonoe and her mom, the apple fell far from the tree, didn't it?
Yeah.
Not even an insult to Kokonoe, but she does not look like her mom at all. Holy shit. That's probably a good thing, though, because Big Boob Cat Girl would probably ruin the game for me.
I mean, we nearly have it already with freaking. Oh, bloody well, not bullets.
Makoto.
The other one. Yeah, Makoto, yeah.
Big Boob Squirrel Girl. Right. Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the tripping things for you and me the entire way with BlazBlue is the sexualized characters. Which, there are fighting games we both love that sexualize the characters, but I think a lot of them tend to internalize it better.
Yeah, like JoJo's. They're dish for the future.
Yeah, JoJo's. Yeah, you're kind of right, Dan. Those characters are kind of sexualized. I mean, it's why for the longest time people joked about them being gay, so. I mean, like, I'm just, like, for the game, like in Guilty Gear, who would be the sexualized characters? You know, Dizzy and Biken, and maybe throw in Jacko as well.
Dizzy, Biken, Jacko, Eno, but she's like it fits.
Well, it fits. With Biken, it's kind of but it works for just that she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah, it works into her character.
She would be walking around shirtless if she could.
Yeah. Let's see who else. I'd say. Maybe.
Nah.
I don't know, like, cause I can see May going for the cutie little sister vibe that some people like.
Sexualized, that's just waifu bait.
Yeah, that's true.
Which are 2 very different things. But very similar at the same time.
Yeah, I guess I can see Milia for military fetishists, but
no.
That's kind of grasping at straws.
Yeah. That's just saying here is a woman, therefore sexualized. Dizzy is the most confounding one.
Yeah, Dizzy is the worst one, yeah.
And even with Dizzy, it used to be in classic Guilty Gear just that she didn't know any better because she had a sheltered upbringing under Testament. But the fact that she continues to dress that way, it now is a bit weird, you know?
Yeah. But hey, if we get her in Strife, who knows, she might even put on a coat.
Well, she picks up more clothes with every game.
Yeah, that's the joke I'm making, yes.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Anyway, BlazBlue.
So, would you say that your favorite character to play in BlazBlue is Jubei?
Yeah, probably. When I don't forget how to freaking actually hit people and accidentally trigger his geese counters. Because Jubei's geese counters is on like two hits at the same time. And I imagine it's really useful for someone who actually knows how to use the counters like that. But for me, when I just forgot about it, I accidentally pressed two hits at the same time, and it just does it.
Aren't Vikings geese counters on the same input?
I don't think so, but I don't remember. They might be.
I think it's punch and slash would be for her or something like that.
Maybe.
I can't recall what my mains for BlazBlue would be. I mean, like, I try Tager, but I'm not too huge on him, honestly. I try Hazama, but I'm not too huge on him either.
Did you notice that Hazama got a new move in this
I
game?
haven't got to play Hazama at all. I don't think.
Yeah, Hazama has a new move in this game that transfers him immediately into his stance, which is good for me because I freaking use and abuse that stance always. But I don't know.
You always had that. Okay, I have played Centralfiction Hazama then, because I thought he always had the ability to just instantly go into the stance.
No. In Chrono Phantasma, you had to put it on manually, and there was no move that would transition into it.
Yeah, he just had the overhead, right? The overhead startup.
It's not even an overhead. You just do back Hadouken D, and that's what puts him into the stance, I think.
Right, it can follow it up with an overhead, right?
Yeah, he can follow it up.
I did walk away from the last time we played. I did walk away really enjoying Azrael and Bullet. Well, not so much Bullet, but Azrael was cool. It's BlazBlue, you know. It doesn't really feel good with any of the characters, but it's got some neat concepts.
Yeah, it has some neat it has some neat concepts, but and some good characters, but we would rather see them somewhere else. It's like, what can I freaking make that reference with? Okay, so shittiest analogy you've ever heard. BlazBlue is like Naruto, and Guilty Gear is like JoJo's. You have some good characters in Naruto, some good ideas, but they're freaking wasted in Naruto. You want to see them in JoJo's because they could be used good there. Also, both Guilty Gear and JoJo's are pretty freaking gay. So, at least according to some people I've seen online.
Oh, the only thing I would consider to be anything nearing homosexual in Naruto would probably be Naruto's love for Sasuke, but other than that...
No, not Naruto, JoJo's and Guilty Gear.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen people say that both of those things are pretty gay, which I don't know. I'm not a freaking authority on that matter. I can't form an opinion on that.
Guilty Gear does have an openly gay character, so
yeah, that is true.
In that aspect, it's gayer than BlazBlue.
I guess that is true.
Venom kind of just is heroic Poochie, isn't he?
Kinda, but with less creature.
Yeah, but well, doesn't he still have like a cross on his back?
He might. I forget.
And he is also a bald black dude. So.
Wait, Venom's bald?
Yeah, his hair, isn't it? That's his hair, right? Shit, I forgot.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, Bilio I can see being bald because there's the fan theory that her hair is her monster, which is why she can control it, but Venom...
Yeah, okay, I forgot. Sometimes I forget and think that it's he's wearing a Cobra Commander mask. Oh, man. So, with BlazBlue, it's very similar to Guilty Gear, but the pacing is very different.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, I would.
Doesn't it even have Roman cancels?
It does. They're called rapids in this game.
Yeah, rapids. That sounds so dumb. I mean, Roman cancels also are pretty dumb when you just turn off your brain. If you turn off your brain, Roman cancels are fine. But when you think about them being called Roman cancels, especially considering that back in the old days when you did them, the announcer would say, romantic. Then yeah, it's kind of silly.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, romantic was just what they used in the game, and one of the guys said that that they were roaming cancels and then made into romantic cancels because the original thing was supposed to be roaming cancels. But
That's amusing.
but I can't cite a source on that, so take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Oh man. So, if you could remove one character from BlazBlue's roster, who would it be? And why is it platinum?
I forgot she exists. Just altogether. I was going to say new, but I couldn't decide which one. All of them, really.
I appreciate that new at least established an archetype.
I don't know. I don't like floating mech women with freaking floating sword attacks. It's only like I just don't like floating mech people with floating sword attacks. But yeah,
I can dig the wings made out of telekinetic blades, and the cybernet, the mech woman thing, I would be fine with if it wasn't waifu'd to hell. And it was at its worst with Noel's version, where she's half naked for some reason. Yikes. Oh, and never forget that her, Jin, and Ezra, I called him Azrael again! Ragna are all supposed to be brother and sister, as it turns out. Which makes Jin's sexual obsession with Ragna even creepier.
Really, BlazBlue's ending will just be a large threesome.
I think the actual ending of Centralfiction is Ragna and Noel walking away in the distance. Japan. Why? What? It can't just be a Japan thing. This isn't in every Japanese media that the love interest is the fucking sister.
No, it's specific. Like there's a specific archetype of female characters that this freaking story is put up on. That I think at least because from like I didn't look up Noel's story, so I can judge her exactly like such. But judging by how she is in the game, by how she plays and stuff like that, she kind of is somewhat like the fighting game equivalent to the Fatal Frame protagonist, the first game's protagonist, whose name I forget. And yeah,
it's a little sister fetish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. It might be, yeah. I'm still hoping that Arxis announced that Johnny is not running the SS Pedo ship. Johnny is actually running a ship with women who are 50 years old but look 12. Because it would be really humorous.
They've got the never aging curse. It's actually Johnny's actually running a charity mission.
Yeah, Johnny's actually Peter Pan and and
people age in Johnny's vicinity.
That's why Soul has Anastasia. It's not because it's not because he's a gear. It's because he's just been Johnny adjacent for a long while.
What if they just revealed that all of the girls on Johnny's boat, all of them are geared?
I mean, that would make it probably more creepier because you have to remember, Sid is like 3 years old and was made by 2 7-year-olds.
That is true, but they've also said that May's way older than you think. So how, considering that gears are effectively immortal, given the fact that Soul is like 200 or 300.
Oh yeah, true. That could be a good reveal. Yeah, I could see that.
The pedo boat has been there longer than Johnny has.
Yeah,
he inherited it from his grandfather.
It's the family business.
You know what? If they do roll with adding a new pedo boat girl at some point, I want them to add the big, not cute at all chef one that you see in the background of one of the stages.
Yeah.
And she just beats you to death with spoons. And
No,
then throws you in a
just
cook
add
pot.
all of them as one character.
Oh, actually, that would actually be awesome. That would actually be great. Like, are you saying just like one big one that calls in assists, or like Arya from Killer Instinct, where she's a tag character in a non-tag game?
A tag character in a non-tag game, just call it Jellyfish Pirates. All of
Nice.
them.
That would actually be awesome. Yeah. But they've only got each of them can only take like one combo before they die.
Yeah.
You're playing Marvel while everybody else is playing Guilty Gear. That sounds awesome. Oh man. I like that with BlazBlue we immediately turn everything into Guilty Gear discussion.
Yeah, because here's the thing. There's one thing that BlazBlue is really good at. It's making you want to play Guilty Gear.
Yeah. That's why in multiplayer lobby you can just say, let's go play Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
Oh man. If there is one character archetype that you think is missing from the roster, who would it be?
That's a good question. Honestly,
Now, this is one of those
yeah.
questions where neither of us know that much about the story, so if anyone was actually watching who cared about BlazBlue, they could jump up our asses and be like, oh no, you just haven't played enough Sebastian.
I mean, I can't just go back and say that there isn't just a straight up Akuma, but there's advanced Akumas from what I remember. So
Hakumen and Israel are both very close in terms of personality, I'll say that.
oh wait, I was talking about like characters or playstyles.
Either one can work, honestly.
Because I was talking about playstyles.
Yeah, I get you.
I was like, as much as I like Akuma as a whole package, I don't like. I feel like he has been somewhat mishandled by Capcom just because he has basically no character. Best Alpha. But yeah.
He's just kind of chasing Ryu perpetually through the entire series.
Yeah.
I just imagine Akuma running on a beach and Ryu's in the distance, and Akuma reaches out his hand.
And then he says "Go Hodo," and it doesn't come out. And he's sad.
It does the little Dan fizzle out.
Yeah. Oh, you mean Street Fighter 5?
Yeah. Which isn't over. So hey, I guess we'll have more content to talk about with Street Fighter 5, won't we?
Yep.
Oh man.
So yeah, character archetypes that aren't represented. But I feel like I could answer that better if I actually played through with most of the cast instead of just the new guys and the guys that I liked.
Yeah. Fuck most of the BlazBlue cast.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna say a funny one. There isn't a Mortal Kombat ninja in here.
This game's missing Reptile.
Yeah. Ermac, it's missing telekinesis and freaking teleportation.
Oh, wouldn't that be something? Oh man. I'm trying to bring up the actual roster list just to see how many of them I can say I like and how many of them I can say I dislike, you know?
I mean, I can tell you that I dislike most of the cast. Like, some characters' playstyles I like, but I still like playing as them just because of who they are.
Yeah, I totally get that. I mean, like, if we want to talk about, like, what BlazBlue does right and what it's always done right, like, some of the wackier concepts out there, obviously Carl Clover's probably the most iconic example of BlazBlue getting wacky with its character designs, right?
Yeah. I really like Carl Clover's gameplay design. I feel they got that really right. I cannot speak.
Knight got it even righter with Chaos, so
I don't know. I like having to control two characters at once. I actually genuinely like it.
You definitely are afforded more direct control with Carl.
Yeah, I just feel like even though I don't play a lot of set play, I feel like it, or at least I don't think I play a lot of set play. I don't freaking know at this point, but I feel like having more control over both characters that you can control with Carl is more forgiving for set play. It's easier to set that shit up.
I mean, like, Carl is a character that you can keep playing and playing and playing, and you'll just keep learning more and more about him.
Yeah.
And looking over the rest of the cast, like, I enjoy Rachel's gameplay. I don't like her as a character because she's, again, this is BlazBlue, so blatant pedophile bait. Well, she's actually 200 years old. She just looks 12.
He's also
Fuck
a
off,
dragon.
dude. Yeah. And my god, this roster is like all waifu bait now that I look at it.
Yeah, most of them are waifu bait, especially Ezreal.
Yeah. Like, I'm trying to look for, like, how many women are there on the cast that could reasonably be said to be over the age of 20? Bullet, Lychee,
Nines.
9. Japan must hate 9 and Lychee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's 3 female characters that should be guaranteed to be over the age of 20. Honestly, I'm kind of pushing with Bullet. They could say Bullet's 19, honestly.
I'll look it up as well just to check, because you have to consider like the ages represented differently in anime, which is to say it's not.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, we have to just assume that Lychee and 9 are over the age of 20 because they both have like fucking M cup boobs. So
That's not a freaking given.
that's true. I have to assume that Lychee and 9 are still under the age of 25, though, because her Christmas cake.
Lychee, I think, is around 25, 30, from what I remember of how she acts and what she's wearing and shit like that. Nine is definitely like freaking 300 years old, dude.
Right, but they're gonna say that biologically she's 23 or 24.
Yeah, probably.
Because Japan is still very much following the idea of Christmas cake. Oh man, like the more I stop and actually think about BlazBlue, the more I feel sick about having actually played it. You know what? We're changing the name of the podcast. The podcast is now Fighting Games. Fighting Games are shit. You know how Woolies got Get Into Fighting Games? We're gonna make Get Out of Fighting Games.
Get out, evacuate.
Next, we're just fuck it. From now on, we're focusing on only the worst fighting games. Next week, we're doing Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
No. Next week, we're focusing on bikini battle babes.
Oh yeah.
I wish I was making that up.
After that, we're going to be playing Dead or Alive Extreme Beach Volleyball.
Which one?
Yes.
There's like 5 of them.
Oh no, I thought there were only 2.
I'm pretty sure the 3rd or 4th one came out like last year.
Jesus. Rumble Roses. Throw Rumble Roses in there.
The Battle Babes, or it was something like that. There was a Girl Fight. That's the one. Girl Fight.
Yeah, Girl Fight. Oh God, kill me now. Fucking Mortal Kombat vs. DC, that all-time classic. Definitely did not kill the franchise.
Kasumi Ninja.
Oh yeah. Can we reasonably throw Onishinbara in there?
I have not seen footage of Onishibara, so I can't say.
Can I just say I've actually got a pretty great story. You know what? I'll save it for a later time. But because I think it'd be great to have Pink around for it. So, let's see. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Strikers.
Shinobi Strikers is not a freaking fighting game, dude. It's
One
like it's not even an arena fighter.
Ultimate Ninja 2 or something, I don't know.
Ultimate Ninja was alright. It was on the same ballpark as Budokai, although slightly worse from what I remember. Ultimate Ninja Storm, on the other hand, now that's an arena fighter.
Yeah.
I actually have experience with that series because I own the first two Ultimate Ninjas and all of the Ultimate Ninja Storms. I bought all of the Ninja Storms because they were like, I don't know, $2 a piece. Something like that.
Any Dragon Ball games that came after Budokai 3 and Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
I don't like Tenkaichi, any of them.
That's fair. They play like shit, but they at least have massive rosters.
That's like saying that freaking. That's like saying, well, yes, Ultimate Ninja Storm is bad, but at least 4 has literally everyone who's ever breathed in the series.
Is it? I know 3 had a big roster.
4 has 3's roster, but plus all of the people they added, and also people from the movies, and also Boruto people.
Okay.
So,
4 looked like it was pulling with the fact that they went to the trouble of getting every guy who had a tailed beast, regardless of whether or not they had a story.
4 has basically everyone who has ever freaking existed in that series that wasn't movie exclusive. Maybe even then, I don't know. 4 also, funnily enough, has the best freaking gameplay in all of the series, which isn't saying much, but it's still an accomplishment, I guess.
I know that they added like tag specials and shit, which would probably increase the depth just a little bit.
Yeah, they added tag specials, and you can also switch with combos, which actually gives some depth to the combat mechanic.
Damn. God for fucking bid. So, in case people haven't figured it out by now, we're not the hugest BlazBlue fans.
Yeah.
It doesn't see. It's just kind of awkward compared to what Arxis has also made, you know?
Yeah.
And, trying to think of some good ways to phrase things. BlazBlue definitely has hints of like, this was not designed to appeal to anyone outside of Japan.
That's the one I was thinking of, Bikini Karate Babes.
Oh my god! I've not heard of it, and I wish I hadn't heard of it.
The one of the moves, one of the special moves, if I remember it correctly, is there's a girl who's like this stereotypical, like, you know, Tennessee cowgirl in an American flag bikini, and she opens up her bra and a star flies out, and that's her projectile.
That is actually awesome.
I also think there might be like vagina projectiles and stuff like that in that game. I don't remember.
I had flashbacks to that fucking Mortal Kombat ripoff where the Scottish guy lifts up his kilt and shoots.
That's Kasumi Ninja. That's Kasumi Ninja. Yeah.
He shoots a fireball out of his dick, you know.
Yeah, Angus. I think his name is
Angus. Kids, don't sleep with prostitutes. You'll get gonorrhea.
But it gives me fire dick.
You win some, you lose some, I guess. You have to sacrifice for the power.
Yeah.
Okay. I forget what I was going to say. Shit, I'm lost. Man, if we had to do the shittiest fighting games, how many fucking Russian indie developer fighting games would we have to do?
I don't know. It's not a shitty one, I don't think. At least not from what it looked like. But I do remember there's Les Miserables fighting game. That with, like, from what I remember, sprite work that looks like freaking Capcom's.
Okay, Inspector Javert as a fighting game character. Okay, sure. Fuck it, why not? I don't see why not. In his intro, does he just look through a window and then walk on through?
I don't remember. I I actually am not sure if he was even in the game or if he might have been unlockable. Because I think there were only 4 characters in the video I saw of it.
Does he have a unique losing animation where he just falls off the stage into a fountain?
Maybe.
just fucking making a fighting game of starving French peasants.
Yeah, instead of like, you know, the W for winning or the ticked box, it's just a piece of bread. It's a piece of cake. It's a piece of cake.
You just get the winner chicken dinner from PUBG.
Yeah. And then you get
win. You get to eat tonight.
Yeah, and then you get a graphic scene of your character eating the enemies, corpse.
Yeah.
And then the dishonored bad ending plays.
Yeah. What, is your character a horde of rats?
Yes.
Hugh Jackman is actually just Rats Man.
Yeah. Oh, BlazBlue.
BlazBlue, everyone. Ragna is actually just a pack of rats wearing human skin.
He's also French.
Yep. He died when he fell in that fountain.
That's why his powers are death. It all makes sense now.
What if you took that stupid move he has where he throws the shadow dog at you and just replace it with a slice of cake? What if you took any fighting game projectile and replaced it with a slice of cake?
It wouldn't fit because none of the characters would be Marie Antoinette.
Yeah, that's true. We just need to work on that historical fighting game we always said.
Yeah, we need to start working on the freaking president fight featuring Guy Fieri or whatever it was.
If Marie Antoinette is your opponent, your character suddenly gains a starving subsystem.
Yeah, but and Marie Antoinette's arcade ending is getting beheaded.
No, her arcade ending is her turning the tables and beheading Robespierre.
I mean, that happened anyway.
But this time, she gets to do it herself. What if her ultra is just she puts you in a fucking guillotine?
Made of cake.
Made of cake. It doesn't cut your head off, it just covers you in frosting.
It gives you a slow debuff. She's actually a buff character. She works off of buffing and debuffing you.
She can cover the floor in icing to make it a slow patch, like how an Injustice Swamp Thing can cover the ground in grass to make people not jump.
Yeah.
Oh man.
She can cover the ground in fondant to slow people down. She can cover it in frosting, which makes people slip. Anyway. BlazBlue, everyone.
How about the stage designs? They're anime, aren't they?
I forgot about most of them.
I do too. They have the whole mixed 3D and 2D thing, which looks super garish.
Yeah.
Especially because the 3D stuff is all super low poly.
I mean, hey, I won't complain about that since it at least makes it so I can run the actual game.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, they could have made different models though with different poly amounts, or you know the the resolutions.
3D stages don't need to advance from Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Are you kidding?
In fact, all 3D stages are now replaced by the floats.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish because that stage was cool at least.
Yeah, but I love that giant inflatable Haomaru is now invading other games for you.
Him and the giant inflatable Honda.
Yeah. So how do you feel about BlazBlue's story, Addy?
I've never even looked it up.
Okay, so my rough understanding of it is that a long time ago, there was the Avengers. And the Avengers was Ragna, Nine, Jubei, Susanoo, Terumi, and somebody else, I forget who. And they beat up a big evil beast. But then that big evil beast went inside Ragna and sent him like 100 years into the future or the past. I don't remember which. I think it's 200 years in the future.
Wait, wasn't the last one Hawkman?
It may have been Hawkman instead of Susanoo. Right, I think the beast transfers over to Hawkman and turns him into Susanoo. Fuck, I can't remember.
No. For what I remember, Terumi possesses Hawkman to become Susanoo.
Ah, okay. I knew that somebody evil possessed Hawkman. Which, of course, is further fucked up, because Hawkman is actually just Jin, who traveled backwards in time. And apparently now Terumi, despite being the hero of time that stopped the big evil monster last time, is now super evil, alongside Carl Clover's dad, Relius. And knowing Japan, I'm sure that Relius is forgiven.
I don't know. He does have a sex dungeon.
And he turned his wife and his daughter into robots.
That he has.
But I'm sure Carl Clover can give him a big friendship speech, and it's all, good.
I don't know, because in the arcade mode they do speak, and Carl does try to give him a friendship speech, and it doesn't work.
Right, but that's just because they had to have them fight for gameplay purposes.
Yeah.
And everybody's got their little side stories, most of which don't matter. I know Lychee is trying to turn Arakune back into a human, and is continually saving his ass despite the fact that he has eaten several people.
Instead of turning back into a human, Arakune becomes Merkava. Chaos ensues.
Yeah. So, which I should note, that is apparently a very controversial storyline, because over in Japan, people are like, yeah, Lychee, you be loyal to your friend and can never give up on him despite how many innocent people he murders and then fucking eats. Whereas whenever BlazBlue gets brought over to the West, we're just like, fucking kill him, you stupid shit. His life is not worth the fucking hundreds, if not thousands, that he has eaten. And of course, there's Naoto wanting to fuck his sister, and Noel wanting to fuck her brothers, and Jin also wanting to fuck his brother.
Alabama.
Yeah, a lot of Alabama going on here.
Are we sure this isn't in like freaking 2905 freaking Japanese quarter of Alabama?
I don't know if they ever said that.
That would be a twist. A big twist.
I think BlazBlue is supposed to be set in the future like Guilty Gear, but they didn't nuke Japan off the map in BlazBlue, so I don't know.
Yet.
I think the story finished in Centralfiction.
It did.
Like, they go back for one extra game, and you open up the story mode, and it just drops a nuclear bomb on Japan, and then says the end.
Yeah.
Like, Bang is just minding his own business, and he looks up and sees a nuke, and he goes, oh, fuck! And then he's just dead.
It's the Word of Light intro.
Bang, fucking Izuna drops the nuke.
He makes it faster because he's suicidal. Nobody takes him seriously.
Because Izuna drops the nuke, it's harmless.
I don't know. I feel like it would be funnier if the nuke hit and it was just the freaking like the Smash Bros. Word of Light intro or whatever, the one with the bee meeting up everyone.
Now that'd be funny if they just had a Guilty Gear character come over and kill everyone. Fuck this shit.
Do we have a like Dimension Hopper character in Guilty Gear? That man. That man.
That man. Eno through that man.
So not anymore,
Axel
technically.
jump through time, but I don't know if he can jump across timelines.
No, Eno and Axel can only jump through time, I think.
Okay. Bedman?
I don't think Batman can time travel.
But he knows he can get into the backyard like that man can, though, can't he?
Maybe. He's also super dead.
Yeah, he is dead. That is true. Somehow I just find it funny, like the idea of Ramlethal showing up in the BlazBlue world and just a compilation of every BlazBlue character suddenly getting their head cut off by Ramlethal sending a sword after them, you know?
Yeah. Imagine him, stroking everyone to death.
Yeah. I mean, like, maybe she would just be like, oh, well, Carl Clover, you're alright. You can come back with me. Fuck everybody else.
I don't maybe she gets arrested on pedophile charges.
Yeah. Time cops have to hunt down this time pedophile, and Alex Jones is in the background saying, like, damn it, I was right. I knew it. Oh, God, you know what just occurred to me?
What?
There's that dude with the big sword in the game whose favorite thing is hitting on chicks.
I know who you're talking about, but I forget his name too.
Does he hit on all the underage cast members?
I don't remember. He might. No, I don't think he hits on the underage characters, but he... I don't freaking remember. Who knows?
Yeah. Just, you know, that oof. Oof. So, hey, what game should we play this coming week?
I don't know.
Well, it should be something from a franchise we haven't played for the channel yet. So, I forget, did you say that do you have any of the games from the Soul Cal series?
Yes, but the copy I have doesn't run properly.
Yeah, I know you got the Soul Cal 3 that doesn't run properly, but you don't have a copy of Soul Cal 6 was free for a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was free for a little bit.
Are there any fighting games on Game Pass?
I don't know, but mine is running out in a week. Like this week, so...
Right.
Technically, there is more Capcom Ultimate, I think.
Marvel Infinite. We can also do Marvel 3, can't we?
Yeah, we can do Marvel 3.
3 might be interesting. That Marvel 3 was probably one of the first fighting games I ever played, and I didn't understand it at all, so it'd be weird to go back and play it now.
Marvel 3 would be funny because you would be surprised about my opinions, probably.
Huh. Well, I think you did. I think I did hear you once say that you think Marvel 3 is too fast.
Yeah. Well, my main gripe with Marvel 3 is that I feel like it's lacking in defensive options, countering the offensive options.
Yeah, Marvel 3 is very much an all-offense game. Well, it's part of why, like, a lot of the top-tier characters in the Marvel games are characters who have actual defensive options, like Doctor Doom, you know? Like, I haven't played much, I've played enough Doom to know that he's got, like, gravity shield, and he's got his beams, and he's got his, like, anti-airs. But don't, like, Magneto and Storm both also have a lot of defensive zoning stuff?
I don't remember because usually Doctor Strange was good enough for my zoning. Keep people out. When they get close, just teleport. Problem fixed.
It does fix the problem, yeah. So, we think Marvel 3?
I guess.
Alright. So then we will see you in 2 weeks, folks, and I don't know if we'll ever do a video on BlazBlue again. Maybe if we get a particular hankering, but
Who knows?
there's some really good fighting games out there for us to play. Enough that we could not play BlazBlue for a while.
Yeah, bikini karate babes.
That's right. Tune in next week for Girl Fight.